the good news story, and it wasn't really an upset in the proportion of the night before, GWS have been completely stiffed by the AFL fixture. They go to play...
That's not right.
They played Collingwood on a 6-day break.
They finished the bottom half of the 8.
Carlton have got an 8-day break.
That game has to be a twilight on Saturday.
It's about looking after the top-ranked
It's about looking after Collingwood, but even Collingwood, in private conversations with Brisbane over the weekend, suggested that there might be a change because it was so blatant. What the AFL should have done, but you know, there's no real integrity in finals, so it's certainly more about the broadcasters. They should have played GWS Port on the Friday night.
That's not right.
And then we wouldn't have had that problem. But they had to play Carlton Melbourne on Friday night.
Port got 1 day less after staying in Brisbane on Saturday night, and they finished there.
You mean Brisbane? But you can't give Brisbane an extra day on Collingwood when they finish second V1 into a grand final.
Well, that's the problem. But it just is. They've been stiff. Look, I'm not blaming anyone.
I think the Giants have been lucky. They've been lucky with the week off before the finals, I think.
I've been a Giant critic. This is magnificent what they've done. There's finally a coach that wants to play with dare, that wants to play like an expansion club, that you want to watch play, that takes some risks, that trusts his defenders and gets the stars going. This guy's a rejuvenated player, Lloyd.
Well, we talk about Melbourne, have to probably get the chequebook out and try and find a key forward.
They had him.
I know, he was a number 1 draft pick, but for whatever reason, didn't work.
He wanted to go home.
At 2 clubs, but Fremantle wanted him out very quickly too. So maybe that's just though Sydney is a good place to play.
I know he's matured, but the coach has taken the responsibility.
Do you feel vindicated, Hutchie?
It just works brilliantly for both Riccardi as well. It just worked absolutely perfectly for them.
But
Craig, you were one of the critics.
they got a coaching upgrade.
You were one of the critics earlier in the year, though. You had your doubts.
Yeah, his first 6 weeks, by his own admission, he was stressed and frustrated with the lack of action, and they were 3-7 as a result. But he has been a wonderful appointment. The way he has settled into that role and coached and led. The game plan is...
Can they beat them, Lloyd?
I think they can, and I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Collingwood. And that's something I never thought I'd say 2 weeks ago. And it's because of this reason. I just wonder how you cope with this midfield. Like, they've got an amazing defence, as have Collingwood. But I think their midfield goes deeper, and I think their forward line has more options in it. So I worry no team can handle the run. Saints were blown away by run. Obviously, Port were blown away by run. Collingwood are a step up on those 2 teams, but do they go deep through that midfield?
And the final spotlight, Kane, starts with you, and the run's part of this.
Yeah, so I think they do have that speed, but the one area, the only weakness that I saw against Port Adelaide was Port Adelaide's ability to cut them up from their back half and largely through the middle of the ground, and it was early. Port Adelaide's kicking actually looked really dangerous, the only time they did look dangerous. So if you allow Collingwood to play like this, it'll be lights out. They'll put you to sleep. Like that ends up in a goal every time. If you allow that kick-in board there, that has to be shut down against Collingwood, because then you're getting deep entries, and with the speed and how dangerous the Pies forward line is, this can't happen. And this all happened in the first quarter, and then bang, you get the ball deep inside forward 50 and Todd Marshall takes a mark. So that'll be my check, that'll be McStay, that'll be Bobby Hill getting out the back if they don't shut that one down.
Yeah, you just mentioned McStay. I'm putting him in the spotlight because too much gets put on Brodie Myercheck and Jamie Elliott. And this guy's got through a whole season not having to contribute much, and you won't be able to do that, and they won't win a flag unless he does more. So he averages 8 disposals a game, Hutchie, and 1 goal, which isn't good enough.
It's a big stage for him, no question, and he might just get a date with his old side in the grand final.